Just Al declared numbers overnight. The numbers were not that great. The name is down about 5% odd. The management is now joining us on a phone line. Sir, if you could just take us through the number. One of the slowest growth quarters that you have seen in the core search engine. Do you expect to see a revival over there?
Definitely. This is when I think we would have hit the bottom with this Q3 as far as the top line growth is concerned. So we are addressing the issue as far as the top line growth. It is impacted by lack of volume growth, and which is essentially to do the fact that we should have scaled our business significantly up than the current level. We are at least a couple of quarters behind the curve as far as the scaling up and expansion is concerned. So, but we are addressing this issue. You should see a turnaround happening from Q1 FY17 onwards, where we should see the acceleration happening. We need the couple of quarters to set the scale issue on track. We plan to add about 2,000 to 2,500 employees in the next 3-4 quarters. And we are confident that we'll get back into the top line growth, which is in the range of 20% in FY17.
Right. Sir, just a clarification on the staff cost. Was there an exceptional over there?
No, actually, staff cost, as far as staff cost is concerned, this quarter has been flattish, the staff cost, I would say. And we have definitely our focus is on adding on the sales force, feet on street, the telemarketing executives. You will see the staff costs going up over the next few quarters. But then once those staff start producing or generating revenue, you would see them contributing to the margin.
Right. Sir, you have also given a comment by saying that our Search Plus product is now ready for a mass communication. Can you just talk about that? Will that make up for the loss that we are seeing in the core search revenue business?
No, I mean, not in the immediate term. Definitely the product is ready for mass communication. The product is ready to the extent where we want the ordinary Indian homemakers to transact online, make life easy for them to do day-to-day transaction online on a mobile platform. So that's our endeavor. I think we have achieved the level of product, maturity in terms of the ease of doing transactions. So that we have reached, and we are ready to communicate that to the mass consumers. And it's a question of changing the perception of just dial from being just a search platform to a search and transact platform. The transition, the ad campaign, the mass communication campaign will help us do that. And initially our focus will be on to increase the engagement with the consumers, have them transact more on the platform, and then automatically the revenue generation will be an outcome based on the engagement. So immediately I don't see Search Plus contributing to the revenue, but as we move forward in FY17, it should start contributing to the overall top line.
Right. So, if you just look at the number of services, there are 27 services as far as Search Plus platform is concerned. No addition in Q2, any particular reason?
Q3. No, it's just that we have reached a stage where I think the 27 is a large enough number for us to engage with the consumers to make it, have them start transacting online. I think we have enough on our plate right now to start engaging with the consumers.
Right. Are you in talks with a lot of people? Can we expect a lot of additions in this particular quarter that's going on?
No, I mean, definitely the development is an ongoing process. We will keep adding to the product portfolio as it makes sense to make life easier for the consumers to do many more things. But then, I think we have the sufficient number with which we can go to the consumers to have them engage far more deeply on our platform.
Right. As far as the buyback is concerned, any update, or we are still awaiting some approvals?
No, SEBI approval should be expected any time, in the next week or so. I think the whole process should get over by mid-March.
Right. So just a word on the revenue again. You think it will get weaker before it gets stronger? Is that something which can be expected?
Yeah, I think we are hit the bottom right now. From now on, it should look, looking up, but that should happen from, Q1 onwards, FY17 onwards.
Right. So what was the paid campaign growth in this particular quarter?
About 13% year on year, and the volumes should pick up once the sales force additions and the scale enhancement happen.
Right. Sir, you had earlier mentioned that you would be looking to add about 1,000 employees in second half. What has been the addition in Q3, and are we on track to meet that number in terms of investing?
Yes, Q3 has been marginally down due to the fact that we have not filled up the attrition number as far as the service or the people answering calls. We have added feet on street, and the telemarketing has seen a marginal dip due to rationalization or the weeding out of bottom performers. See, the addition should look up on the sales force in Q4, and we should be adding monthly about 150 to 200 people going forward.
Right. Sir, just a word on some longer term issues. Can you just talk about the revenue cannibalization between Search and Search Plus, which will now start to monetize?
I don't see cannibalization happening because it is going to be, if at all, complementary. Most of the our revenue on the search comes from services, and we believe that from an e-commerce on a transaction perspective, a lot of these would happen on the products and some of the services is concerned. So I don't see any cannibalization happening. It will all be complementary. And from a vendor perspective, we are coming out with the products that will enable him to seamlessly go online and both maintain the online and offline inventory together, give him a billing and inventory platform so that he can engage with the consumer. So our belief is that definitely the strategy that we have on the Search Plus will only be complementary to the existing search monetization that we have.
Right. So just a word on the app that you have launched. How has been the response? Have you taken any feedback? Still a lot of investment is needed into that app to catch up with other players, or is it fine and you're happy with the response?
So, see, certainly the app increases, the app download and the app engagement is a function of some of the activities that you do. What we have seen is that 1.5 months back, we did a campaign. We were very, very happy and satisfied with the response that we got. So, but you have to remember, app can take you only to the extent as good as the product or the engagement that you would like to have. Our focus is on building a great product, communicate the product to the consumers and start engaging with them. To this extent, we are going to reach out directly to the consumers, or direct marketing campaigns, direct communication campaigns we are going to have with the Indian consumers, which we believe that this is what is important. App download will be an output of our direct engagement with the consumers.
Right. Sir, just a word as far as the investment over there is concerned, you will continuously need to invest a lot, which means near-term margins from the app may be lower?
Definitely, we are going to spend on advertising, we are going to spend on the communication. As I mentioned, 100 crore is the estimate that we may spend in the next 3-4 quarters. So I would believe that short-term whatever action investments that we are making will impact the margin, but over a period of time, all these we expect to pay off as Search Plus gains traction.
Right. So far, the 9 months have been a little bit tough in terms of higher growth for Just Dial. You think the next 1 year would be better off, considering how you have evaluated the market, you've taken certain steps, it should start yielding to better growth?
Absolutely. We are quite confident. We know where the problem is. We are addressing the issues with respect to scale. Once the growth comes back to 20-25%, the margins will get addressed. So I think the core and the root issue we are addressing, and that should take care of the rest of the issues.
Right. Sir, thank you so much for taking out time for us
Pleasure.
and explaining how this could be a bottom quarter for Just Dial in terms of growth rates.